to solve this murder. I am your detective, Dani.
And I'm your crime scene criminal and witnesses, Bill.
We're switching it up.
Yeah, we're switching it up. This is our first one for a while. We're back from a bit of a break, and we're switching it up. I am going to be the creator of the mystery, and Dani is going to solve it. Now, interestingly, I think this has been a long time coming, and there are two main reasons why.
Because I hate improvising.
And when I read murder mystery books, never try and solve them.
What?
I don't really try and solve them.
I don't understand.
I'm reading a book, and I'm like, oh, Poirot, what are you going to do next?
Are we married?
I know.
What?
And you always ask me, who do you think did it? And I have to be like, let me formulate. The reason it takes me so long to answer the question, who do you think did it, is the moment you ask me is when I start formulating my guess.
Oh, no.
So I
have never understood those people.
I think we might be in the wrong roles, usually.
Well, I guess we're going to find out.
Because the role that requires someone to do more improvisation is
You'd think, because you've got the plans, and yet you still are going to have to do the most
I'm going to have to improvise. So there you go. That's me now. And the person who actually has to think about how to solve a murder is the person who usually thinks about how to solve murder mysteries. I think we may have found our proper groove. We'll see how this one goes.
Yeah, I hope so. It'd be nice if this worked out.
I don't want to say that I don't think about who did the murder in a murder mystery, but I'm not like, better stop reading and see if I can solve it before Poirot does.
Really? You don't pause every now and again to think about it?
I kind of just read them.
Oh, I get moments.
I have theories.
I definitely get moments where I have to stop for a moment because I know that clues will keep being given to me if I continue, and I don't want that just yet.
Yeah, see, this is why maybe we've been in the wrong roles the entire time.
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, I've got to get into the role of the detective for this, and I think I need a bit of help. Can you pass me some D10s?
What are you doing?
To make a D100?
Wait,
I
what
just
are you
need
doing?
I just need to do some character building here.
All right.
I won't be able to do this until I can get into a proper frame of mind. So,
all right, I've got two D10s. Let's say black is 10 and red is 1.
I've just found some D100 tables of appearance and personality traits, and I need something to get myself into
I take it all back. Dani shouldn't be in any role. What are you doing? 44.
Right. 44. What does that say about my appearance? I have poor eyesight and large glasses.
Well, this is going to make clue gathering interesting.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Why? Am I not allowed my glasses?
Yeah, we're playing in a no glasses world.
One more? I can have one more appearance, right?
Yeah, I suppose so.
44 again. Wow.
Okay, so you cannot see it all and you have gigantic glasses.
Okay, that's quite something.
You're blind, but your glasses are gigantic.
D100. I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I also get one personality trait.
All right, and what is that?
68.
I hate glasses.
I have a lesson for every situation drawn from observing nature.
I think you've created Miss Marple. I think you're playing Miss Marple. Can't see very well, large glasses.
I think I've created Miss Frizzle.
And has a lesson from observing nature. All right, that's the character you're going to play?
Okay, Frizzle Marple.
Why did you do? I just played as myself.
I can't do that.
A non-heightened, completely down-to-earth version of myself.
You think that the real-world Dani is going to have the confidence at the end of a few hours of saying, it was this person, 100%, put them in jail.
Yes.
You think that sounds like something I can do?
You say that to me every day. Okay, so that's where we're at. So Dani,
I get to the end of the whodunit books and I'm still not convinced.
All right, so Dani is a version of herself that cannot see, has large glasses, and is full of folksy wisdom.
I wish it hadn't been that one. Now I got to come up with folksy wisdom.
Why did you give yourself this job? You took this job so you didn't have to improvise, and now you've decided to give yourself an improv task of coming up with folksy wisdom. What is wrong with you?
Well, one of the others on the list was you have an enemy somewhere out there, and I thought that sounded fun.
Then you could have just picked that. No one told you to roll D100s to choose the characterizations of your detective character.
I'm sitting at my desk at work. I'm not doing any work. I'm squinting at the 10-inch TV.
This is the start of the scene? All right. And the phone rings.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Bring, bring.
Hey,
bring,
fumble
bring.
for it. Pick it up.
Hello, it's me, Detective Simba.
My favorite. Hey, what's up?
I just wanted to call to say thank you for all the great work that you've done for our department. I know you're just a private investigator, not officially part of the police force like that loser, Bill Bellingham, King of Police.
Uh-huh.
But we just wanted to thank you for remember all those great cases you solved for us that nobody got to hear?
Yeah, whenever you start saying nice things about me and trashing Bill, I know that something difficult is happening. What is it?
No, it's not. There's not even a case.
Get onto it.
I just wanted to give...
Go on.
Look, there's a fun convention happening in the little town called Copperton, SleuthCon. And I thought I'd give you some free tickets to SleuthCon as a gift. You can go and check out the sleuths.
Making fun of me for being single?
No, well, maybe you'll meet a great man
You
sleuth.
want me 2 tickets? Or are you
No,
coming?
I've got you 1 ticket to SleuthCon.
Oh.
I thought maybe you'd want to go to SleuthCon. It'd be a great fun time. A reward for all your great work for the department.
Yeah, sure. Sounds great. When is it?
Why, it's tomorrow.
I've
Go
got to
on the
get
plane.
8 cat sitters. You should have given me more notice.
You should get 1 cat sitter for your 8 cats.
That's not the situation. Look, it's too long to explain. No.
Tell me about it with some folksy wisdom.
Well, I have 1 cat, but I also cat sit 7 cats in their houses.
We should pay you more.
So Zimba gives you, you see in your front door, in your mailbox, there's some tickets that have already been delivered.
So there are multiple tickets.
There's 1 ticket.
One for each cat now?
There are some tickets. 1 to SleuthCon and 1 for a plane to SleuthCon.
Oh, lovely.
So you can go
Yeah,
jump
alright.
on a plane to SleuthCon.
I'll make it happen.
Wonderful. So you head off, you jump in a taxi.
Doesn't sound like me at all.
Oh, sorry. You jump in the Hyperloop and you get into a single car, not a taxi at all. It's a special underground car.
Much better.
And it takes you straight to the airport. And you arrive, you see the plane that's taking you there. Copperton, a small town.
Oh, no.
The plane, a small plane.
Great.
I'm not going to say it's not like a Dash 8, if that helps. It's not a twin prop
Oh,
Dash
yeah.
8. You know. It's got
The person who hates small planes knows exactly what each type is.
But it is a small plane. And you're a little bit late getting there because you had to find 8 cat sitters.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
As you enter the airport, you're at that stage of,
We're looking for a detective. Dani, if there's a detective Dani, could you please go to gate 5? We are boarding. We're looking for Detective Dani.
Sweet. I loudly say, that's me. I shove anyone around aside and
There's
I
no one
walk
around.
in the direction of,
gate 5.
yeah.
You head to gate 5. The plane's already mostly boarded. You're the last one to get on. As you get onto the plane, the flight attendant greets you. There are presumably some pilots, but they're in their pilot cockpit. And you see it's a small plane. There's actually only, I can tell you how many seats there are
Ooh.
in this beautiful little plane. 20 seats. It's a small plane. 2 on one side, 2 on the other.
Okay.
You are in seat B2. As you enter, you see that there are some other people sitting in the plane. It's not packed by any means. There's only a few people. In the front row, in let's say seat A4, you see there is a woman. She's got like a big jacket with kind of, the sort of padded 80s style shoulder pads.
Mm-hmm.
And she is fast asleep.
Okay.
She is like face up against the window, drooling a little bit asleep.
Okay.
In the row behind her, that's your row, seat
Yep.
B2. Behind that, you see in C4,
Mm-hmm.
there is an older woman,
Mm-hmm.
grey hair pulled back into a tight bun. And she actually gets up a little and helps you put your overhead bag in the overhead compartment. She seems friendly. She's nice. She says hello. She sits back down. In row D, there are 2 people. There's one in D1 and one in D3.
Oh, okay.
In D1, you see a sort of a nervous, young-ish looking man, maybe in his late 20s. He's got a hoodie on. He's sort of trying to just do something. He's flicking through channels on the screen in front of him. But
Small plane has channels. Good to know.
the screen isn't actually doing anything yet. Every channel is just the safety briefing.
Yeah, I'm just surprised.
instructions.
I didn't know that small planes even had TVs on them.
Yeah, a little TV on the back of a seat. And in D3, you see a man, a bald man in a business suit, already going through. He's got papers on his lap. He's got his briefcase on the seat next to him. It probably
Sure.
shouldn't be. It's probably under, but he's got work. He's looking through all these things. Behind him in seat E3, you see there is another maybe mid-30s man who is sitting reading a copy of Murder on the Orient Express. But the most obvious person is the one who's sitting right next to you as you settle down into B1.
Uh-huh.
See a man sitting in B1, a fairly large man wearing a white suit. He's got like a cowboy hat on. He's got a little bolo tie. And as you sit down, he says, "Well, howdy, welcome down. It's me. I'm Keith Moser. How are you, young miss? I hope you're enjoying your time on this plane. Please sit down. How are you?"
All right. Thank you, Patreon donor Keith Moser.
No, I'm not a
your
Patreon
name
donor.
in
I'm
there?
a businessman.
Cool. All right. If I know anything about cowboys, they are putting on their ostentatious act to cover up the fact that they're secret government spies.
I work for the So you sit, I'm assuming you sit down?
Yeah, absolutely. Take out my Game Boy.
Take out your Game Boy. Keith Moser in the seat next to you really does not take the hint of the Game Boy and says...
Oh, that's okay. He can join in.
And he says, how you going? Where you heading off to?
Well, I hope we're all heading to Copperton.
Yeah, you would be right. It'd be a bit worry if you're on the wrong plane.
Uh-huh.
I've done that once, got on the wrong plane, ended up in Jamaica when I should have been in Amarillo.
That's very difficult to do. I'm impressed.
Well, you see, I saw Kingston. I thought, well, the king lives in Amarillo because I'm the king. I don't live in Amarillo. I live in Copperton. I'm heading home.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Cool, what do you do out there?
Well, what do? You see, I'm a businessman, actually. They always say of me, Keith Moser, they say
no more.
They say, I don't work for the CIA. I don't know where you got this idea. They always say Keith Moser say the same thing. I got 3 ex-wives, 2 successful businesses, and 1 beautiful horse. Of course, that's going to change, I think. See, I'm in the process of acquiring a new business. I suppose I'll have
not
to...
a new horse.
I don't know, buy another 2 horses maybe, get 3 of each. I'm not quite sure how the rhyme's going to work from there. But yeah, it doesn't rhyme either. But 2 successful businesses, 3 ex-wives, 1 beautiful horse. That's what they always say about old Keith Moser here.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, well, you see, I started in cattle, you see.
Fair enough.
Now, I will say I didn't start the cattle farm. I did inherit that from my father.
Sure.
It's a long line of Moser farm, but I did grow that thing up. You see, I expanded it. I grew that little cattle farm. I got on some new workers from other farms. I paid good. I did well. Grew it up. I'm going to want to move on to new things. I invested in auto parts manufacture. That's where I went next.
Oh, interesting.
You may be, if you have a car...
American Auto Parts?
Oh, yeah. Huh. Good old Keith Moser, American Auto. We're in America, I suppose.
I mean...
Whatever country we're in, I could be an expat. You don't know. But yes, Keith Moser, I started auto parts manufacturing. We manufactured parts for autos of all types. Cars, other things... Maybe a tractor or 2. I don't know. Well, I do know. It's my business.
Yeah. Engines, carburetors,
tailpipes.
Right.
No, well, not tailpipes. Those all come from Japan.
Yeah, no kidding.
But so I grew out, got more workers on, expanded, took over all the other little auto parts factories in similar sort of areas, grew that up, and now I'm moving one step further. I suppose I'm getting more technological every time. See, I just came back from some meetings about a computer company. So soon you'll be seeing... I don't know, MoserNet or something like that. I haven't quite worked out the name yet. But I'm consuming one. Consuming, that's not the right word. I'm taking over a company, putting it into the Moser family. And,
I like consuming that.
I'm consuming this company
absorbing,
into the... I'm absorbing is the word I wanted. I'm absorbing a company into the new Moser factory.
Wow. Now, this is all huge. Isn't Copperton kind of small, but you're still based there?
Well, Copperton's small, but it's rural. That's where the farm started, out on the outskirts of Copperton. My auto parts manufacturers are all over, and this computer business, I think, is going to be based in Pemberville. Yeah, it's a big city company. I got places all over the place. Well, I've got a new business in Jamaica, too.
Man.
When I landed there accidentally, I founded a business, because I'm Keith Moser.
Copperton must have remarkably good internet, better than its name suggests.
Yeah, no copper in Copperton. It's all fiber. They should call it Fiberton.
Maybe they will.
So he keeps telling you his life story. He tells you about his wives, and he had 3 ex-wives. Married one at 23. She went off to become an archaeologist. Married one at 32 and left her because she was a bit religious. Married another one at 46, but she was too young, and he thought, no, this doesn't really work for me, and divorced her as well. So 3 ex-wives. He talks about his horse. His name is No School on Sundays, which I thought was a good name for a horse.
A racer?
Retired racer. Now a stud horse.
Oh, okay.
Living the life.
Boy racehorse, gotcha.
So it tells you all about himself, and you can ask it if you have any other questions you want to ask this. But he doesn't really mind if you ask questions or not. If you completely ignore him, he'll keep just talking about his time.
No, I'm starting to feel a bit insecure about how worldly he is, so I need to bring him back to learning to play my Game Boy so I can dispense some wisdom to him.
And you call that a Charmander, do you? Well, I wouldn't call that a Charmander. It looks more like a salamander to me, but I don't know. You have any folksy wisdom about lizards, do you?
Only set them on fire if they can handle it with their tails.
That's good advice for anything. So you bring him into your world, the Pokemon.
Great.
And after a little while, plane's taken off. He's talking you as it taxis and takes off. And once it's in the air, the flight attendant is taking a few little drink orders.
Just one attendant?
Just the one flight attendant.
Okay.
Keith flags her down and he says, I'll have the bighorn special, you know me. And she says, all right, 2 whiskeys, okay.
You do this trip a lot.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I fly a lot. I'm a businessman. I got stakes all over the country and the world, really. So, yeah, I'm flying all the time. But, yes, I'm always flying back to Carpenton. So I think she doesn't know me. She knows the order. Everybody knows the order.
Understood.
While she's taking orders, you see that the guy at the back...
Orient Express dude or Nervy dude? Okay.
He says, I've got a food allergy I need to discuss. And the older woman as well also says, oh yes, me too. I need to talk through some allergy allergy stuff. And so they both go up to the front where the food area is. Way at the front, in front of row A, is where there's a bathroom on the left and a little kind of food section on the right. And they're talking to the flight attendant about some apparently food allergy issues.
Mm-hmm.
And while they're up there, you suddenly feel a presence sort of hovering over your right shoulder.
Fabulous.
And you turn, and you see it's the bald man in a business suit.
Okay.
And he leans, and he does not look at you at all. He stares straight through you over at Keith.
Okay.
And he says, Sir, we have to talk about some of the extra details of these contracts. We need to work out some of these staffing details. Do you want to look at these? Should I summarize them for you? And Keith says, okay, Taylor, don't worry about it. This is Mr. Heath, my associate. We'll deal with the details when we land. For now, just get it all in order. We'll get it ready for all the auditing we're going to do. Don't worry, it's fine. But sir,
are you sure I can move? You guys can sit together.
No, you don't move at all. Please, he needs to go sit and stop bothering me during the flight. All right, sir. I'll sit back down. And he sits back down.
The boring bits of business.
Well, yeah, the boring bit. Look, I don't mind the boring bits, but I'm more of a big picture kind of guy.
Well, you know what they say.
Yeah, that's right. What do they say?
Can't make a big picture without breaking a few paints.
I don't think they say that at all. Do you even own a business?
I'm sorry. I must have read that one wrong. My eyes, you see.
Oh, of course, you can't see. I forgot about it. You have such large glasses, don't you? So after a while, he continues the discussion. We talk about business and glasses and the business of glasses and the glasses of business. And after a short amount of time, the flight attendant returns. She gives out some... did you order a drink?
No.
Well, nothing for you. She reaches past you to put these 2 drinks down on Keith's tray. And it's 2 sort of...
I regret it now, though. I should have gotten water.
I can get you a water.
Nope. I know what they say. First water, twice shy.
All right. So she places these 2 drinks on Keith's tray. They smell horrendous. Like one of them smells like weirdly sickly sweet. They're just not nice.
Wasn't it just meant to be 2 whiskeys?
Yeah, they must be super cheap
Whiskey
or something.
wink.
Like one of them smells alcoholic, but like not in a good way. Like in just too much. It smells almost like sharp, and one of them smells sweet. It's just not nice. He doesn't seem to mind or notice, really. She puts them down, and he picks up one and starts having a bit of a sip and put it back down. And then she goes off to get your water, and you feel a presence over your right shoulder.
Oh, God damn it.
And you turn, expecting Mr. Heath, Mr. Taylor Heath. But no, you don't see Mr. Heath. You see instead that nervous sort of late 20s guy in the hoodies. And he's sort of mumbling under his breath, and you can't quite make it. Again, not looking at all at you. Sir, hello, sir. You may not know my name is Jake. And as he says, hello, you may not know my name is Jake, he reaches his hand out to shake Keith's hand.
Okay.
Right past you, realizes you're sort of there in the way, has to divert his hand somewhere else, hits one of the drinks, knocks it to the ground, it smashes on the floor. Or at least it spills on the floor. It's a carpeted aeroplane floor. It probably doesn't smash, but it spills everywhere. He goes, I'm sorry. And then he turns around and goes back to his seat. And Keith looks at you and says, well, that was strange.
That happened a lot?
No, not hugely, no.
What do you reckon he knows you for?
Well, I mean, it might be my farming, my auto parts, my...
Yeah, I know. You've got a lot going for you.
Maybe my racehorse.
Based on him. Just based on him, what do you reckon?
Based on him. Let me... He gets up and tries to shift in his seat. I might know that boy. Maybe a Carpenton boy. Maybe he... Maybe some small town here. I don't know.
Didn't think of that. Yeah, that makes sense.
And so the flight attendant gets in and tries to clear the...
Oh, that's not going to go well.
Gets under your feet to try and clean up a little bit. And Keith starts looking, he notices his drink is spilled. He gets a little bit bothered about it. He starts going, oh, it's spilled right on the floor. Well, I mean, what a waste. Oh, this is ridiculous. It gets a little bit loud. The woman in the front row who was sleeping when you arrived sort of gets up and says, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Just shut up. And tries to go back to sleep. Seems a little agitated.
Yeah,
Again,
okay.
Keith shares a look with you. A bit strange.
Yeah, that one I would normally have a little bit of a chat about it, but I also know myself, and no, until she is well and truly asleep, I'm not saying a goddamn thing. I might give a side eye.
So again, a little bit of time passes. Maybe an hour later, he sort of gets up and tries to shuffle past you. Excuse me, young miss, I just gotta... If you can just... Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets up and he sort of goes up to where the bathroom is.
Sure.
He's in there for a little while. You see that nervous guy who came up to shake his hand sort of also goes up and waits outside the bathroom for a little bit. But after, a fair amount of time, 20 minutes, something, he kind of
That's
gives
awkward
up,
for a plane.
turns back, goes back to sit down, tries to avoid eye contact as he does. And then after a while, Keith comes back, sits down, kind of shuffles past you, and goes, oh, I'm so sorry, my stomach's not feeling brilliant. I'll just... Oh, it seems very sleepy as well.
That's okay.
Sits down next to you and starts to nod off.
I'm very nervous about where this is going.
Don't worry about it.
In terms of, is this just a very hurtful build-up where you have taken someone who's going to die and just endeared them to me a lot, or are you pulling a house?
Well, we'll find out.
I know. I'm just letting you know where my head's at right now.
A little bit later, that may another half hour. The flight attendant is going, collecting rubbish from people, collecting bits and bobs, and she's walking down, and she starts walking back up the aisle, back to the front of the plane. And as she gets right at the front, past you, right as she's at front, suddenly you notice something, a small, light, brightness, some heat, and suddenly you hear a scream. She goes, what?
The flight attendant?
Look back up, the flight attendant, the back of her skirt is on fire.
Oh, dear.
She's freaking out. It's on fire. This is a plane. You shouldn't have that kind of fire on a plane. She's patting herself down. She's freaking out. People immediately rush up to help. The people from the back, you see the nervous guy, the business person, the Orient Express boy, man, the older
He
woman.
said he was in his 30s.
Yeah, I'm a boy like me, a little boy. I'm a boy. They all stand up. They're rushing to the front to try and... No one quite knows what to do. People are trying to pat her down. You see at one point, the nervous younger guy starts running down to the back of the plane to look to see. He's like, is there a fire extinguisher? Is there a fire extinguisher? You're just as focused as everyone else on this sudden flame on this flight attendant's skirt. The old woman is trying to help the shoulder-padded, sleepy woman is taking off her coat and is trying to use it to pat down the... people are running in and out. It's a little bit chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
You don't notice Keith at all in any of this chaos. Since he came back and fell asleep, it doesn't seem like he's done anything. I mean, he's rolled around in his sleep and whatever, but he hasn't woken up for this. But there's no time to worry about that. There's stuff going on. People are freaking out. Eventually, they pat it down enough. They pat it down, and the fire is out. Oh, my gosh. Flight attendant looks
This is why I didn't
freaked
ask
out.
for water, because I knew they'd need it later.
Well, you should have asked for water. You could have thrown it on it. She calms down. She has absolutely no idea what happened. She's thinking, what? This is ridiculous. How did this happen? Everyone sort of calms down and sits back down for a second.
I'm definitely making a formal complaint about her behaviour later.
You should.
Flight attendants are supposed to remain calm in disasters.
That's true. Plane disasters, not flame disasters.
We have been on a plane
Yes.
where a fire has happened.
Have we?
Yes, we
Oh,
have.
fun. I didn't even notice they were so calm in this disaster.
I assume you were there.
I probably was
I
there.
think your family was there, so it'd be weird if you weren't there.
That would be odd.
Yeah, someone's phone caught fire.
Ah, fun.
And it wasn't one of the ones that was caught up in the, oh no, their batteries are exploding disaster. But their phone battery, their phone was sitting right on a book or a notepaper or something. And so it started a fire. And everyone remained exactly as calm as they should have been. It was a fantastic experience all
Wonderful.
around. Sorry about your phone, person.
So as everybody calms back down, and you sit back down, and you see Keith is still next to you. Oh, he must have been at least a little bit woken up by the situation, because you see that now he's kind of got a blanket
Oh, okay.
covering himself up, and his hat, his little cool cowboy hat is sort of slanted at the side, and he's just pressed up against the window, wrapped up. And the flight continues for a while. And then you notice something sticky under your arm.
Oh, ew.
The armrest.
Ew.
And you look, and
No.
it's some blood.
No. Am I wearing long sleeves at least?
You're wearing long sleeves.
Oh, okay.
With blood protecting on your elbows.
I'm getting deja vu. Have we talked about this in a Solve This Murder before?
I don't think so. And then you look, and you notice that blood is coming from Keith Moser.
No.
Do you lift up the hat? Do you take off the blanket?
I think I'm definitely going to be moving the blanket a bit.
You move the blanket, you remove the hat a little, and you see that some heavy object has hit into the back
a hit
of Keith Moser's head,
I didn't see that coming.
and he's dead.
Oh, man. You weren't pulling a house.
No house, just tragedy.
That sucks.
Solve This Murder is created by Bill Sunderland and Dani Siller as part of the Consume This Media network. To find out more about all of our shows, you can head to consumethismedia.com. If you want to try your hand at solving this murder yourself, send your current theory in to solvethismurderpod@gmail.com, and you may end up on our wall of detectives.
If you enjoyed part 1 and you cannot wait another week for the next part and to see where this mystery concludes, our Patreon donors at www.patreon.com/consumethismedia will have all parts of this mystery available to them right now. So if you're the sort of person who enjoys binging and just needs to hear that answer, that's where you'll find it.
A special thank you to Jared, Devon and Whit from the podcast Advanced Sagebrush and Shootouts for creating our theme music, and thanks to all of you for listening.